These young people can show both perfect taste and mastery, as well as their desire to create something unique, which can be simply amazing. In this edition of our program, young Ukrainian ceramists will tell us about their work. So let's go!
Привет, ребята!
Hello, hello! What are your names? What will you tell us today? My name is Lera, I'm Serhiy, and my name is Dasha. We are a ceramist artists from Kiev, and we'll tell you about clay, and we will sculpture together. So let's go. What utensils do you have? I have ceramic utensils. Of course, not all of them, but some. Like a teapot, plates are ceramic. In fact, ceramic utensils are great. When you eat or drink from them, you get a totally different feeling. We also have ceramic utensils. Those are Dasha's works, lots of beautifully painted cups. Do you need to have strong hands? To be honest, you should have strong hands only if you work with a potter's wheel. But if you sculpture by hand, you should feel the clay gently, like you would a girl. What message would you want to give to younger generations? The main thing is that you must enjoy your work. I understood this only after devoting my time to something I didn't like.
Керамика и вот непосредственно вот этот контакт с глиной, он был с самого детства.
I have had ceramics and this connection with clay since I was a child.
Это было такое затишье, ну не то чтобы затишье.
Then there was a lull for a long time when I didn't work with it at all. I concentrated more on drawing for about a year and a half.
Полтора года назад. Я так периодически возвращалась к этому, но каждый раз, когда я...
I occasionally come back to it. Every time that I take clay and start sculpting something, I can describe it as a meditative process. A very interesting one that consumes you, so you forget about everything. You connect with it and start creating things that you may not completely understand yourself, because it's magic. Some sort of magic is happening. In fact, I have been good with clay since my childhood years.
А так, в принципе, вот с детства я с ней дружу. Больше всего, что мне нравится в керамике.
What I like most about ceramics is the process and the feeling you have as a creator.
Ты вот можешь себя почувствовать, ну, это может очень...
Even if that may sound a bit too pompous,
Каждый человек, который что-то создает,
every person who creates something has this feeling, which is hard to describe.
свободы внутри тебя.
It's an emotion of freedom deep inside, and you understand that you have no boundaries, and you do not owe anything to anyone. You just do something according to your own feelings. This sense of freedom gives you both serenity and harmony from within.
Чувство гармонии внутренней.
Керамикой на самом деле занимаюсь очень давно, с самого детства.
I've been working with ceramics for a long time, since childhood. I didn't even realize that I was doing something. I helped my father from an early age, as his workshop was in my school. So I was there every single day, right from the first grade. I tidied up and did small jobs.
Волей-неволей, но папа мне...
It so happened that my dad promoted a love of ceramics in me from an early age, simply by accident. I worked in my profession for some time after graduating, but then I thought that I should continue this family business.
И я пришел к отцу в мастерскую.
I came consciously to my father's workshop.
В керамике мне больше всего
I
нравится.
love clay as a material in ceramics. You can experiment with it in so many ways. There's always an element of intrigue, because you do the work, then you put it for firing, and you never quite know what you will get.
Что получится в итоге?
Я начинала это все с детства. Меня отправили в художественную.
I started when I was a child, when I enrolled in art school. We had more drawing there, painting. There was a little ceramics or sculpting.
Был выбор. либо...
However, when I graduated from it, I had to decide whether I'll be a painter or a ceramist. I got interested because I can use lots of materials: paintings, paint, clay. One can diversify one's art.
Свое искусство.
There is a lot more freedom and opportunity in expressing oneself in materials and in other aspects.
Себя, в материале, во всем.
Рабочий процесс. Ну что
It's a work in process, what can I say? When I'm sculpting, I love to put on some music, then I have these incense sticks. I burn one stick, put on some music and start sculpting. Sometimes you sculpt for some time, and it results in something unique and quite unexpected.
оригинальное и неожиданное.
На данный момент очень много
There are lots of master classes now, so if you have the desire, you can learn from scratch.
есть желания.
Many masters of their craft are willing to share their experience, explain stuff to others, and educate them.
Рассказать, научить.
Я вот на протяжении полутора месяца...
I spent a month and a half trying to find a teacher. I was searching everywhere for a person who would help me to remember all the aspects I knew.
Все штуки, которые я когда-то знала. И
It was a happy coincidence that the friend of a friend told me about Mark Halenko, sir, he's dead, who is a talented ceramist.
Марку Галенко, это Сережин отец, это очень талантливый керамист. И когда я к нему...
When I came to him, what I liked most about him was his method of teaching.
Есть разные
You know, there are different educators. The true educator, how does he work? He won't say to you, you shouldn't do it that way or that was wrong. But rather, he will tell you that you have abilities and talent, like, I will not tell you the right way to do this, but I will help you to discover and develop the abilities that you have.
что заложено в тебе, и дать ему возможность проявиться.
Обучение мне нравилось, потому что у нас были мастерские, был творческий процесс.
I liked my studies because of the practical aspect. We held workshops and there was lots of practice, unlike other students who just have lectures. We also had lectures though, but in the main we worked in the studio. One could say it was kind of self-education, whether you wanted to go practice or vice versa. Someone sat there for 2 hours and someone could work on a piece for 2 whole days. We'd leave at 7 or 8 p.m. and to be honest, it was a blast. We learned everything they give you at university: sculpture, painting, pottery, and people choose what they like best. I didn't do pottery. I liked modeling a sculpture because it was done by hand, whether big or small, but doing it by hand. When I tried to sit at the potter's wheel, it was boring and lifeless. It just wasn't my cup of tea.
Скучно. Холодно и как-то, это было не мое.
Конечно,
Of course, there are always difficulties, and when someone said that it's easy peasy, they're usually being cunning. I believe that no path that is taken is without its difficulties. On the contrary, these aspects even stimulate one. When you have trouble doing something at the first try, then you will continue doing it 10 times until you succeed. That's if you are an optimist and critical toward the result. So what's the advantage of this? Moreover, you will do it until the moment when you figure it out. However, the positive aspect of doing something 10 times in a row is you will be better at it and automatically succeed. There are already things that fade into the background, you just don't think about them. You already have able hands.
Это, конечно, процесс нелегкий.
If we're talking about ceramics and they just do it, as your muscle memory will come in handy.
Они, наоборот, становятся в кайф.
Зачастую сложности, связанные с технологическими...
Difficulties are often associated with technical processes. Clay is quite a demanding material. Many problems and mistakes arise due to rapid changes in temperature. The furnace has many nuances, and they need to be maintained within a certain temperature. Ceramics means maintaining the technological process.
Поддерживание технологического процесса.
Со сложностями именно...
Difficulties with ceramics are unpredictable. First of all, it was a new material. Then it was baking, and things are quite tough at university. The workshop has just one furnace and lots of students. For example, there were problems with glaze. It may be completely white, and after firing it, might change color to white, blue or red. On one occasion, I painted it and thought it would turn out transparent, but it came out white, in lumpy liquid form. And you sit there and wonder, how come? Bubbles appear from nowhere, so it's always a case of experimenting without knowing what the result will be.
Я вот наблюдаю последние несколько.
I've noticed that people have started to get involved in ceramics in the last 5 to 6 years.
Заниматься керамикой не только у нас вот в странах.
More and more different types of craftspeople are emerging here and in CIS countries, including those who sculpt and those who work with ceramics. With regard to demand for the profession, I see that many people are interested in ceramic utensils. I like creating conceptual sculptures, ones that have a meaning and story within them.
В себе какой-то смысл, какую-то историю.
Моя самая первая работа – это слоник. Это
My very first piece of work was an elephant figure, a turquoise elephant. It was round and stylized, a funny sculpture. I'm most interested in making practical objects, not simply a sculpture, but a lamp or a watch, for example. My favorite work is a watch in the primitivism style. It is straight, square-shaped, and high, 1 meter 20 centimeters in height. I worked on it for about a month.
Над этой работой я трудился около месяца.
I created my first conscious work when I was at university, though I remember more the work that I painted. It was quite surprising, and I didn't know if I could do it because it was made out of glaze. Besides, it was my first work with glaze, which turned out even more interesting than working with clay. I love making flower pots most of all. You can make anything out of clay. Anything. It can even be sculpted on walls. At my place, there are souvenirs and lamps on walls and candlesticks on shelves, and pictures hanging on walls in the bathroom.
На полках стоят эти сувениры, и лампы, и светильники.
Выставки, конечно, безусловно, проходят.
Of course, we hold exhibitions. In fact, a number of them are dedicated to ceramics.
Это здорово, что у нас.
It's awesome that we have lots of events where ceramists, sculptors, and people who are interested in the topic meet and communicate.
И керамисты, и скульпторы, и просто.
It's a remarkable platform for meeting new people, friends, or just to come to get inspired.
Площадка, найти новые знакомства, хороших друзей, просто прийти за вдохновением.
В Украине очень много высококлассных мастеров.
Ukraine has many high-quality artists who take part in international ceramics conferences. These conferences are held in Europe and Asia, and Korea and China hold lots of them. I took part in 2 Chinese conferences. I liked them a lot. The highly professional level of organization. They are very attentive and always make concessions, and the conditions for taking part in a symposium are very nice. The dialogue and exchange of experience with foreign craftspeople was amazing.
Очень классно получилось пообщаться с иностранными мастерами, поделиться опытом.
Is there some kind of community of Ukrainian ceramists?
Да, существует, потому что это профессия.
Yes, a community does exist. This profession is quite specific, which means few people are involved in it. A certain number work with such material as clay, and because of this aspect, we know each other, communicate, and go to various exhibitions, support one another, and develop artistically.
И творчески развиваемся.
Do you keep in touch with European craftspeople? Do you have any friends? We communicate more with Eastern craftspeople with whom we participated at ceramics conferences. We went together to China several times. In your opinion, what is the future of ceramics?
Я думаю, что будущее светлое.
I believe the future is promising. We have a lot of young, talented ceramists and artists, especially if we take into account the latest potential and that everything is developing. I think that we have a bright and great future.
Я думаю, что очень хорошее светлое будущее нас ждет всех.
Guys, we wish you luck. We hope you liked our meeting. See you next time. Goodbye.